most of a head taller than 6 feet, and no one ever thought I was a lightweight. I kicked the demon hard enough to make it screech and veer off. It slammed into a metal locker and left an inches-deep dent. "Stupid little fuzz bucket," I muttered and recovered the puppy. This is why I have a cat. The puppy kept up its tirade of ferocious, squeaking snarls. I pitched him into the box without ceremony, ducked 2 more flaming blobs, and started coughing on the smoke already filling the building as I resumed my retreat. Light was growing, back where I'd come from, as the demon's flaming missiles chewed into the old walls and floor, spreading with a malicious glee. I ran for the front doors of the old building, slamming the opening bar with my hip and barely slowing down. A sudden weight hit my back, and something pulled viciously at my hair. The chimp demon started biting at my neck and ear. It hurt. I tried to spin and throw it off me, but it had a good hold. The effort, though, showed me a second demon heading for my face, and I had to duck to avoid a collision. I let go of the box and reached for the demon on my back. It howled and bit my hand. Snarling and angry, I turned around and threw my back at the nearest wall. The monkey demon evidently knew that tactic. It flipped off of my shoulders at the last second, and I slammed the base of my skull hard against a row of metal lockers. A burst of stars blinded me for a second, and by the time my vision cleared, I saw 2 of the demons diving toward the box of puppies. They both hurled searing blobs at the wooden box, splattering it with flame. There was an old fire extinguisher on the wall, and I grabbed it. My monkey attacker came swooping back at me. I rammed the end of the extinguisher into its nose, knocking it down, then reversed my grip on the extinguisher and sprayed a cloud of dusty white chemical at the carved box. I got the fire put out, but for good measure, I unloaded the thing into the other 2 demons' faces, creating a thick cloud of dust. I grabbed the box and hauled it out the door, and then slammed the school doors shut behind me. There were a couple of thumps from the other side of the doors, and then silence. Panting, I looked down at the box of whimpering puppies. A bunch of wet black noses and eyes looked back up at me from under a white dusting of extinguishing chemical. "Hell's bells," I panted at them. "You guys are lucky Brother Wang wants you back so much. If he hadn't paid half up front, I'd be the one in the box and you'd be carrying me." A bunch of little tails wagged hopefully. "Stupid dogs," I growled. I hauled the box into my arms again and started schlepping it toward the old school's parking lot. I was about halfway there when something ripped the steel doors of the school inward against the swing of their hinges. A low, loud bellow erupted from inside the building, and then a Kong-sized version of the chimp demons came stomping out of the doorway. It was purple, it had wings, and it looked really pissed off. At least 8 feet tall, it had to weigh 4 or 5 times what I did. As I stared at it, 2 little monkey demons flew directly at Demon Kong and were simply absorbed by the bigger demon's bulk upon impact. Kong gained another 80 pounds or so and got a bit bulkier. Not so much Monkey Kong, then, as Monkey Voltron. The original crowd of guardian demons must have escaped my spell with that combining maneuver, pooling all of their energy into a single vessel and using the greater strength provided by density to power through my binding. Kongtron spread wings as wide as a small airplane's and leapt at me with a completely unfair amount of grace. Being a professional investigator, as well as a professional wizard, I had seen slobbering beasties before. Over the course of many encounters and many years, I have successfully developed a standard operating procedure for dealing with big, nasty monsters. Run away. Me and Monty Python. The parking lot and the Blue Beetle, my beat-up old Volkswagen, were only 30 or 40 yards off, and I can really move when I'm feeling motivated. Kong bellowed. It motivated me. There was the sound of a small explosion, then a blaze of red light, brighter than the nearby street lamps. Another fireball hit the ground a few feet wide of me and detonated like a Civil War cannonball, gouging out a coffin-sized crater in the pavement. The enormous demon roared and shot past me on black vulture wings, banking to come around for another pass. "Thomas!" I screamed. "Start the car!" The passenger door opened, and an unwholesomely good-looking